dear followers. Today we are going to discuss another project from the range of digital identification and verification projects, which is a platform called TrigID. Here we are at the front page, and let's have a quick look at this section of the platform. Services of the platform, how it works, timeline including plans, people or team members, and also additional information. So let's start from the very beginning. What is TrigID? It is an instant, universal, anonymous digital identity for everyone. On the front page, you will be presented with the information on the project status, the amount of unsold tokens versus tokens being sold, the number of identities claimed, and the size of community. So we can see the line of growth in both cases. Traditional statements such as privately revolutionary new technology and works with existing institutions and organizations. These are 4 statements by famous influential people, but they are not related to this particular project. They are related to the problem of digital identification, and the common idea is that a secure and reliable solution is needed probably in every sector, from health, education to financial services and so on. And here we start with the platform itself. Here is a short introduction to the platform. Again, animated video, and it represents, I think, 5 use cases for TrigID. The main idea is that everyone can verify their identity, but it won't be stored and it won't be available to any community participants, so it can be hacked or faked. Here is a scheme on how it works, identity services that TrigID makes possible. Let's have a quick look at it. So, instant know your customer, anti-money laundering, crime prevention, patient and health record identification, data integration and record sharing, safer peer-to-peer commerce, a safe national identification, financial inclusion, identity as a general term, and so on. What makes this platform unique? This is the technology that would take common identities and then split them into several pieces, as here by the example a content to 20 or fewer bits. Then with the use of machine algorithms, it will make a so-called identity vector that really just acts in a giant identity graph. As we said, no data is stored in that way that it can be reconstructed. For example, here a meshing algorithm that will turn the pieces of information into the arcs. The given information will be added in the form of blocks to public blockchains. The identity will then be located. A universal graph will be conducted, and then you can use this graph as a zero knowledge. Let's move down. And information about ID tokens. ID tokens are important elements of the system because with the use of the tokens, a so-called ARCs will be conducted and carried on the platform. Obviously, they are necessary for any forms of transactions and information in order to construct a database. Your commitments will be protected. I would say we also would skip this section, because by clicking on read more information, you can also find out more on the way the ID tokens are being protected. Here are several buttons for buying tokens, terms of the program, technical description, and a short description of the project. Here is some information on the perspectives on the growth of token economy in general, as well as with regard to ID tokens. We'll also skip this information. You can read it for yourself. Here is a roadmap. As for now, the next stage will be the begin of the preload of the public database. Let's move down. Team members. A quite extensive team. Partners. Let's click on secure vote. Okay. You can only click this link. Well, good. Let's move back. The final Learn More section, containing information on personal application. So you can use mobile app to validate the personal information. You can also use it to store your passwords, private keys. Here is the scheme on the flow of the ID tokens. And here is the beginning of the section with the great portion of text. So just let's go through the titles and the main ideas. The first one, valuing ID tokens. This is a critical question, because this is the explanation of the process, how your information will be evaluated for you to be rewarded for submission. So customers will be paid for the curation and maintenance of identity records. ID tokenomics. It contains information on a range of questions to be addressed while building such a system. For example, how to ensure that the information or identities are really being maintained and updated, and so on. Community consultation. It will enable any processes and actions with regard to bounty campaigns, for example, bounty schedule changes, pre-testing services, confirmations, and so on. Strong proof of identity. We already know what it is and why it is crucial for this platform. Verifying an identity's claim. A so-called triangulation mechanism will be used to locate a TrigID in such a way that it can be used to verify the truth. The dictionary filter problem, which is also a specific technological problem, we'll skip it. Ensuring that data integrity. Also a range of questions to be addressed. For example, how to use TrigID for conducting a bounty campaign. Towards an identity oracle, build blockchain agnostic, and so on. One of the final sections is dedicated to clarifying some terms. For example, we've been through zero knowledge. So you know this is a protocol where no knowledge is transferred. between the stakeholders. Identity services. So what will be offered for the users? Automated, anonymous, know your customer process. I think it's self-explaining. Another features related to data protection, healthcare, they have already been listed on the bottom of the web page, and we've been through it. Okay, social good. Identity for everyone. As the team has stated, identity for women, men, and children. Financial inclusion. Here is an interesting statement. With that, meaning its solution, perhaps you don't even need a credit card. A good news for 3 billion people who live on less than $2 a day, because the credit card fees alone would make commerce using them unsustainable. Okay, these probably should be perceived as a great advantage for those who live on less than $2 a day, because they will save on credit card fees. Let's pursue it as a mini benefit of the platform. Personal freedom, because you can gain access to anywhere you need using this service. Advantages and opportunities for corporates, such as universal data identification and data cleansing. And here we are at the end of the website. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you soon in the next videos. Bye.